This is your February 2025 soul story. If you have a sun, rising or moon in the sign, this is your reading for the month ahead. It's Romy here. Thanks so much for taking the time to join me on my channel. Okay, we're going to open up this month for you with the energy of the Queen of Pentacles. I think this is definitely a very transformative and transcendent month ahead for you. Especially from the first of the month when Venus, Neptune and the North Node all coalesce in Pisces, and there's something that really strikes a note with you. It's almost like the communication that you receive, the way in which you're connected into your own higher self, brings about a really powerful soul promise, I feel. And part of that is going to be about the realization that you can't continue to ignore some of the powerful needs, wants and priorities that you know are going to help move you forward, for the sake of others' comfort or any other distraction that has been getting in the way. There's a focus that comes in with this energy of the Queen that is so supportive in helping you to also find a different way, a different approach to something. Now, you might start a little bit tentatively, but as you move through the month of February and we see Jupiter stationing direct and then Mars going direct, there's a lot of new energy to work with. And it feels like a big part of this for you also is about reclaiming your time. So whether you feel like your time has been wasted, or you've been misusing it or investing it in the wrong ways, or you felt like you've had no time, there's been too much time and you've struggled to just know what to do with it, whatever that is, there's something about how you are having this conversation with yourself, this dialogue through the month of February, that really helps you to come to a place of finding a strategy or a way to do something that suits you. Now, we have to be mindful, right, that you know, there continues to be things that feel uncertain, imperfect, inconsistent even. So how do we find peace and give ourselves permission to keep going regardless, to keep forging ahead? And that means that your inner world has to be creating a different type of condition, a different type of dialogue for you. So whatever it is that you are leaning into on the external, you have some sort of safe sanctuary or place to keep returning to keep you on track. Got the Page of Cups here. It's very much about the way that you talk to yourself, how you keep bringing kindness and compassion to ensure that you stay with the focus and keep to the promises that you make to yourself, right? Now, Venus is moving into Aries from the 3rd of the month, okay? And there's a passion and a heartfelt realization that comes that you have to honor your heart with regards to this. Now, I believe this month, you know, particularly through Aquarius energy, 8th house for you, new alliances will be forged, but also potentially broken or dissolved through the course of this month. Like I said, transformative and transcendent. You understand that this almost like mini rebirth that you're going through, you know, has some powerful implications perhaps. And as Jupiter stations direct in Gemini on the 4th and something gets a green light for you, whether you're even giving that to yourself, right? There's also the space that you are creating to ensure that you also have balance in your world. And I think it's been really important. You know, we talked a lot about how, particularly with the Mars retrograde energy, you are reviewing and reflecting on how you've emotionally handled things. And I think what you've come to terms with and the conclusions that you've arrived at are like, what is it that I need to put into place to ensure that I can create this you know, improved sense of balance in my world, right? And again, this links into the time that you have, what you're doing with the time that you've got. And it feels to me that there are passions, that there are priorities for you. It might not be other people's, and it might be, you know, inconvenient for some, but for you it's almost like a necessity. It's like this has to be. So Jupiter comes along in Gemini and it feels like it sort of opens something up, and all of a sudden there's a little bit more of this sense of expansive, open pathways, right? And you can start to feel a little bit more optimistic about something that you think could work, or that you've been trying to find out a way of, like, how can I make this happen? How can I manifest this, right? Now remember, in Aquarius energy, it's your eccentricity, it's what makes you you. That's the thing that's really going to pull in the magnetic power to help you to bring these things into your life in a more concrete way. The full moon in Leo arrives on the 12th. Now remember, Venus in Aries as well, so all this fire coming along to ignite something, and you know, there's a boldness with that. Now where we've got the energy of death, it may be that you're brave enough at that full moon to just call time, to close a door, to let go, to move on, or to transform something that's already existing in your world and realize that you have to evolve it. You can no longer continue to keep it in the way that it has been operating, you know, or what it is that you've been doing, because one, it's keeping you in a comfort zone that you are ready to grow and move beyond. But also, like, there's new energy that's pouring in, and that has to be worked with and understood and embraced. So I feel, again, through this 8th house energy, it can feel a little bit intense at times, but remember this sort of mantra of I need to root in order to rise will be powerful for you through the course of this month as you lean into perhaps things that feel a little bit more uncomfortable. Remember, what is uncertain, imperfect, inconsistent. These are sort of themes I feel coming up for you, Cancer. But the bravery and the boldness of what happens in and around that full moon, and your capacity to communicate it actually really with compassion and heart, makes a huge difference, whether that's to yourself or to other people that are connected in what you are experiencing in and around that time, okay? Now Mercury also moves into Pisces on the 14th, right? So there's a whole lot of like loving, passionate energy, 12th through 14th, if you celebrate and are, you know, looking for ways in which to sort of embrace that frequency, to, you know, look at the relationships in your world. We also have Pallas Athena. The asteroid goddess energies are shifting this month in powerful ways for us. So Pallas moves into Aquarius on the 16th, and she wants to create new plans and strategies for the better. Now you've got the Queen of Coins and you've got the Six of Coins here. So I know that the plans or approaches that you're considering and what's coming through for you, remember that important message or communication you'll receive at the start of February, for me is also indicative of, you know, how abundance is flowing towards you, how you need to resolve or to deal with something, finding a new approach to improve circumstances, perhaps new income streams, new things that are being considered. Remember, the more unconventional, or even the more it feels a little bit out there, the more likely I think February's energy helps to support the progress of that for you and actually help you realize what is in fact possible, okay? So we have the sun shifting into Pisces from the 18th, and then of course moving into your 9th house. The 19th sees Juno, asteroid goddess, shifting into Sagittarius, ruler of the 9th house. Now here, you know, in this time of the year, you're just looking for more freedom. You're looking at the things in your world, particularly with Juno, agreements, partnerships, and anything that you feel tied to or is restricting you or is committing you, and you're like, okay, is this working for me? Or how do I need to make an adjustment or a change in order to ensure that I can continue to grow and evolve and expand? That is going to be, you know, a really important part of your focus and your attention this month. I also think that you're seeking knowledge. You know, there's a growing discernment that's coming through, a spiritual discernment that is really important for you now. You know, the integrity with which you are coming to things, you know, everything in your world, the conversations that you're having, what you're expecting from other people, how you want to do your work, how you want to show up, how you want to be seen, right? This is all so important. So it's like, what are you living by? What are the standards that you're setting for yourself and therefore other people? There's something around this that feels really notable in a shift and a change that you're making, like I said, transforming, transcending. So what's big news for you, for sure, is on the 23rd, when Mars will station direct in your sign. And I definitely think it will feel like a little bit of a relief. I think it's been a somewhat internal, tumultuous energy to sort of pour back over things, and perhaps a lot of, you know, sort of simmering emotions that need to be, you know, sort of, I suppose, understood in a new way by you, is certainly what I feel has gone on the last few weeks. But the alchemist reminds us now that we have the opportunity to alchemize some of that energy and to start to direct it forward in ways that's going to be really helpful for us. And what I see happening from the 23rd up to that new moon in Pisces on the 27th is you feeling not only more clear about something that you want to do or you need to tend to or that really matters to you, but being able to share it or talk about it or express it in a way that's far less burdened by, you know, insecurity or self-doubt or second guessing yourself. It's just like you feel freer to be able to talk about something. And that's huge, because this might have been something that you've sat on for a long time, or you've just not been able to find your true authentic voice in a way to sort of show up that felt, you know, like it kind of held the right tone for you, right? So it's a beautiful sort of ending to the month, right? 9 of Cups. And it feels like it directly puts you on track to connect to the people, because remember, there's a strong sort of support energy that wants to flood in to the month of February, right? We don't have to do it alone, and I think there's that realization for you as well. It's like, okay, I don't have to, you know, kind of carry all of this on my shoulders. So there's a sense of people coming in or having connected conversations that really are very uplifting for you. The other thing about February I want you to keep in mind is really the understanding of what is in and what is out of your control, okay? Because again, that goes back to this idea, this energy of time, because it just feels like it can be a waste of time trying to control things that, you know, you're not going to be able to, you know, directly impact, and you're just going to cause more frustration for yourself. So really think about that. Because it's going to help you to redirect and reprioritize where energy flows, and it's going to make such a difference to you, Cancer. I can't even tell you. I just think that you're going to get so much clearer in this realization that, you know, you can't continue to ignore your own needs for the sake of trying to, you know, dance to other people's tunes or trying to control things that you no longer really you know, are prepared to, right? So a beautiful again moment on the 27th where you sort of return to what happened or what you were thinking about or what was communicated to you at the beginning of the month, and then just sort of connecting the dots and going, wow, like look how I was directed, look how I was guided, look how this turned around or progressed for me, okay? And I think part of that is the idea that your guides actually want to sort of help instill a greater sense of trust within you, you know, about you knowing that you're taking the right steps and moving in the right direction. And I think that's really, really important for you. Perhaps that's been challenged lately, or you've questioned it more than you ever have before. So it definitely feels like the promises that, you know, you make or that are made to you that you feel, you know, are coming spiritually speaking, just bring you to this moment towards the end of February that creates a nice current of peace within you, okay? I'm not saying that things around you, you know, are not still in certain areas chaotic or uprooted, or continuing to be, you know, testing of you, but within you there seems to have been this deeper sense of acceptance that has helped to forge a more grounded, leveled way to approach things, and the attitude that you bring to the situations you're experiencing. It makes a big difference. Our last 3 cards we're going to look at in the extended reading, so if you'd like to join me for another 25 minutes or so, we're going to look at a personal question and a relationship card and go deeper into this main reading. So you'll find a link in the comment and description box underneath. Helps to support the channel, so I hope you will join me. I'm just going to go ahead and clarify these cards, just see the direction that we're going to be taking this reading for you. So just beginning with that Queen of Coins, 7, Wheel of Fortune, that's nice to see. 2 of Cups, Page of Cups, 4 of Swords. We've got the 5 of Wands with the energy of death, Page of Swords. I do think that full moon in Leo has a little bit of tension around it. But that can be a positive thing, because it can kind of create the catalyst, you know, for change that's needed. Knight of Cups, King of Cups. Okay. King of Pentacles here, King of Swords. I think you're in a really fortunate, strong position this month, Cancer. You know, if you're directing your focus towards wanting to kind of work with the new energy and create something, that hasn't existed in your world before, okay? You can improve what's already here, but I think where you have a real opportunity is to almost like come up with things that are completely new or different or have never been explored by you before. That seems really supported by your guides through the course of February, and again just wants to give you a completely different vision of how your future could look. Okay, let's have a look at the Life Soul Vision Oracle. So this is my own deck. If you would like to check out my website, romywiser.com, you're going to find the deck along with my new journal and also my book, MUSINGS. So these are all like sacred titles to support you in your spiritual work and your soul journey. I hope you'll take a moment to go and explore them, and also ways to work with me, and my newsletter to just keep you informed of everything that's going on. Okay, so we've got Root Energy, Spirit Wolf, Labyrinth of Sweet Surrender, Solstice, the Spirit Horse also joining this month, and Sacral Energy, Creative Change. Yeah, I just feel like you're birthing something new this month. Feels kind of exciting. Okay, let's pull one final oracle for Cancer for the month of February. Right, we've got a full moon in Gemini. Embrace the flow of life. Love it. Okay, thank you so much for being here. I look forward to continuing this on the extended. If you'd like to join me, have a great month ahead, and I'm going to see you again next time. Appreciate your support, Cancer.